So hello everyone, Grocer here, welcome back. Today we've got another episode of the Unhuntables podcast series with Christopher.
Hello.
Hello, we're looking through 20 pence coins today, looking for NIFCs, hopefully an undated 20p, that would be pretty cool to find.
You would.
That's it, or any territories, basically anything else that turns up. I don't think I've ever found a world coin in a 20p hunt.
I don't know off the top of my head. I don't know how people retain information like that.
I feel like I would remember, but yeah, there we go. So yeah, go and check out Christopher's video as well, obviously. Obviously, watch this one first. But yeah, we've got to continue the conversation of a cashless society. And I opened a can of worms, and we can now deal with the can of worms.
Yeah, you can deal with the comments about cashless societies on your video. It's the problem with talking about cashless society. You've got people who are very vocal about not wanting to get to a cashless society. So good luck in your comments, Gracie.
That's fine. I think that I agree with them. That more from a coin collecting point of view. If I wasn't a coin collector, I'd probably say, "Oh, that's a shame. Move on to the next." But yeah, as a coin collector now, I think that keeping cash is a good idea.
Yeah, it's interesting that there are lots of countries who have already ditched some of their lower denomination coins with no problem. But over in the UK, it was only 5-6 years ago they mooted the idea of getting rid of the penny and the 2p coins, and the whole country went nuts. We're like, "You're not taking our coins." It almost feels like, even though we don't really use copper coins, I can't remember the last time I tried to spend copper coins, or even saw someone spending copper coins. So their use in transactions, I think, basically pointless. Not that I want to get rid of them.
I think a couple of times I have put a few in the self-checkout machine from change that I've had before. But yeah, you're not really ever going to spend more than one or two.
No, but I feel like removing those ones are almost like symbolic of that next step towards the cashless society, and I think that's why people get very grumpy and grouchy about it.
Yeah,
I think what the Isle of Man has done is quite clever. Was it the Isle of Man? I think it was the Isle of Man. They mooted the idea of getting rid of their lower denomination. I think it was the penny, the 2p, and maybe even the 5p, if memory serves. I can't quite recall. Everyone was like, "Don't take away our coins." So what they've done instead is said, "Fine, we won't take them away, but we probably won't have to mint any forever." So they're going to allow the coins to become redundant of their own accord, rather than legislate and force them into being redundant.
I mean, it's a fair idea, fair way of doing it.
Yeah, I guess so. There's no political fallout for it, is there? But to me, I think that the main thing is to have that option. If you want to be able to access and spend cash, you should be able to do that.
Yeah.
I know lots of people get frustrated that they can't go into the banks and get large sums of coins like we have to hunt through looking for commemoratives, and people get upset that it's my money. I should be. You are privileged to look after my money at this bank. I should be able to get my money out how and as I wish. And I mean, all you have to do is look at the rate of bank closures to see how difficult it's going to be for people to access cash, and will force people to be cashless again, not through legislation. I know that there is laws going through which will. The idea is to force banks to have to cater when there is like you have dental deserts where there isn't a dentist that you can register at for absolutely ages. There's no dentist to run. If you are in a bankless desert somewhere that there is no banks, apparently there are laws that they're either in place or going in place to force banks to plug those gaps. But I just don't see it happening.
It's a tricky one because there's been so many banks have closed in Bishop Stortford. You've got Barclays. Even Barclays has closed. We're not even talking a small side bank. We're talking one of the biggest banks. Barclays branch has closed. I think Halifax is closing.
Well, I live somewhere where we have been a year and a half since the last bank on the high street closed. We do now have a banking hub, but it's about as useful as a chocolate teapot. Honestly, it's like what I heard is we're going to get a banking hub and we're going to be on this pilot scheme. I thought, oh, this is going to be amazing. How exciting is that? It turns out it's just a bank which rotates. One day is Lloyd's, one day is NatWest, one day is Barclays. You still had to get in on the day your bank arrives there. I thought it was going to be like a multi-bank, like maybe not you wouldn't have a representative from each bank in there, because again, that's the same cost as running a bank, split between however many banks are sharing that space. But I thought it would be like at a post office, where if you've got your card, you can come in and transact. But no, you have to go in on specific days, which I think is bonkers.
Yeah, that seems a bit weird. Well, they change all the branding
I don't.
each day.
I haven't been in. I haven't had the cause to, but
Yeah.
maybe it's all on like rotating things, like an airport. The check-in boards, or what they used to be, and it just every day it goes ticks around to the right bank.
I think the only way that we can do something about it is I've started using cash for everything. Literally everything I possibly can, I use cash for.
Yeah.
And actually, I'm surprised how much money I've saved by doing that, because then I sort of almost get like attached to the money in the wallet, so I'm sort of more reluctant to spend it. I know that's a weird thing to say, but do you know what I mean? Like,
it actually isn't that weird, because there has been quite a shift in people turning to use cash during the cost of living crisis, because they're finding it much easier to budget with physical cash rather than with just tap 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 tap.
Yeah.
Your
And then it means that
card.
it stops me from making outrageously expensive, unnecessary purchases online. You know, like it's easy just to go on eBay and just, oh, I fancy that coin, or da-da-da-da. But then if you've taken, obviously you leave enough money in your account to cover essentials, and whatever else you need to cover. But yeah, not having that immediate money just sat in a current account that you can easily spend has helped me so much.
Yeah. Because I think the thought is, I think we're both in agreement. At some point, we will probably end up widely cashless. But the big debate is when that will be. I don't think we've got to worry about this for decades. I think the stubbornness of the British public, we're not going to hand over all of our physical cash money anytime soon. I think we have a long time with coins in circulation. I just given the latest news that we covered in my half of this video, feel like perhaps we're just not going to get anything more exciting put into circulation for a long time, and what does get put into circulation potentially will be low minted and hard to find.
So here's a question, and this is something I thought about, and actually I'm glad I remembered to bring this up. So way back when, say 20 years ago, demand for coins was high. You know, you had like the penny with like 1 billion being minted. You know, you had, coins going into circulation left, right, and centre. Right, demand was high. Obviously, those transactions were being mainly used. What was it? Something like 60% of transactions 20 years ago were used. I'm guessing, but hang on. Let's have a look.
I know it's fallen to something like it's between 12 and 13% of transactions last year was with cash.
Yeah. Okay, so here's what the BBC says. So, in 2012, so even like 10 years ago, 12 years ago, 20 billion payments. So this is number of payments made by consumers. 20 billion payments, roughly, were made with cash, and about 7 or 8 billion payments were made with debit cards.
So yeah, cash was king just over a decade ago.
Yeah. And then obviously coins have been minted for circulation, Whereas now, not only are credit cards well on the rise, debit cards have gone up massively to 22.7 billion transactions, and then 6.3 billion cash transactions. Now, I would say though that presumably there's a slight inflation of the number of debit card transactions, because it's easier to keep track of them, if that makes sense. Are they counting? You put 50p in the ticket car park machine. Is that counted as a cash transaction?
Yeah.
But is it actually? Obviously, it is a cash transaction. But they count it.
I don't know how they would get the answer to that. It's a bit like television ratings. They are not looking at counting everyone who sat there watching. It is 1,000 people have these boxes which report back to the ratings. Whoever does the ratings, that what they're watching, and that gets extrapolated from there. So potentially, it's a case study of a group of people and extrapolated from there. But when they've been doing it that long, they're pretty bang on the money with it. I think what is probably not helping, what is fueling this situation, Amazon. Amazon is. I mean, how many people do you know shop on Amazon? You can buy anything on there basically.
Yeah.
You don't have to go to a shop. You don't have to park. You don't have to.
Not only you can order it on Amazon, you can order it at 10 p.m. and it'll arrive at 9 o'clock the next day within 12 hours.
Exactly. It's eBay, Amazon, those places. It's fueling this cashless this move towards the cashless society.
But what I was going to say was that cash payments have gone down so much. But the question I have, all the coins in circulation, where have they all gone? Do you know what I mean? Like, if they say there's no demand, I don't understand where the coins have all gone. Are they just sat in people's houses? Are they in banks? Are they in post offices?
They're probably the cash centres. Because obviously, if you spend coins, it goes to the shop, it filters to the bank, it goes to the cash centres. So it might just be that the cash centres are chock-a-block full of coins waiting to go out, and there isn't much demand for it.
And so the cash centres then don't request more coins. I suppose that could probably be what it is.
Mm-hmm. There's probably a mixture of things. There are probably lots of coins stuck in banks. I don't know. We sign some of our coins and they make their way around the country, so we know that that money is flowing around, even if it is at a slower rate.
Yeah, but not even just for coins, but for banknotes as well. I hear of lots of people that can't even withdraw cash very easily, but I don't understand if there's a decline in cash, less demand for cash. Surely that means it's more readily available. So yeah, doesn't quite make sense. Or maybe it's just the fact that they then don't want the extra hassle of having to, the banks and places that have these ATMs don't want to have to order cash in to give out on an ATM.
So I think what Grace is asking is if everyone can work out what coins they have in their house and email him, let him know, he can figure out whether all the coins are in our houses.
I think it'd be an interesting survey to do. You know,
the problem is the audience that we attract are coin collectors and people with coins in their house. I guess we specifically spending money. What physical cash spending money do you have in your house?
Yeah, no, that's it. But begs the question. I think places like arcades and stuff, I suppose they would just use tokens instead of like plastic tokens instead of coins.
Possibly.
Just a bit boring.
Well, just think about shopping trolleys. I mean, no one ever puts a pound in it. You've got all these little branded shopping tokens that you
they've gotten rid of them actually at Tesco. I went to Tesco. You don't even put a pound in. They've just gotten rid of it because no one has a pound.
See, I've always found it weird. We are getting way beyond coins, but so like I have in all the Tesco's supermarkets that I've shopped at, I've never known one where you've had to put a token to get a trolley. Maybe it's just region by region. Maybe wherever Greece lives, that lots of people steal shopping trolleys. So
no, I'm saying they don't have to put a pound in. They don't have to.
Yeah, but I'm saying it's surprising that even would be a thing that you've noticed change because again, I can't think of any Tesco's where I've ever shopped that I've had to pay to get a trolley.
I don't know whether Sainsbury's still do. The local Sainsbury's might have to have a trek up there and see.
It's making fascinating watching. Should we wrap up with the Great Seals kind of coins,
the Great
not real
Seals
coins?
We like seals and we like walruses.
Yeah, off to SeaWorld with these ones. So it's basically
I see what you did there.
Right, it's basically the seal of King Henry VIII. What are you interrupting me for? Calm down a moment here.
You said right and I said left.
Great. Okay. So it is King Henry VIII seal. You think about the seal, the wax seal. They have replicated that
wax
onto.
Seal.
Well, you would have wax and then you would press your seal into it, and that would be your seal. Yes.
Yeah, I'm with you.
It sounded like you weren't, Gracie. Anyway,
No, I know.
they have reproduced this onto a bit of metal that looks like a coin, but there's no face value to it, so it's not a coin. It's just a token. Well, it's a seal, isn't it? I guess. And now I must admit, the base metal one looks quite cool. A brilliant uncirculated. I think it's brilliant uncirculated. Matte finish. I keep wanting to call it coin, but seal. I think it looks kind of cool, but it's fairly expensive. And the silver and the gold again were fairly expensive.
£24.50. Blimey.
I'm glad you agree with me on the pricing there, Gracie.
Fully frosted proof.
Oh, it is proof. Sorry, my apologies. So yeah, it's I've looked at it and I was umming and ahhing that I thought there's going to be lots of these coming out over the long term. Do I want to get invested in it? I actually decided not to buy them.
No,
But no
I
doubt,
think-
when we're off to the Royal Mint. We didn't even talk about that in my half of the video. We're off to the Royal Mint end of next month.
Yeah, we're gonna have
When
to.
we see it in person, it might change our minds. But it's expensive for something that's not even a coin. It's just, I keep telling myself, it's tat, don't buy it. It's tat,
It's almost
don't
as
buy it.
good value as a £10 old penny that's been cleaned to within an inch of its life, that's got no detail left, that would probably grade as a poor one.
There you go. If the person in charge of pricing products at the Royal Mint is one of your subscribers, you've just lost a subscriber, Gracie.
Oh well, never mind. Could you imagine if that was actually the case? That person watching that bit thinking, right, that's it. Stop the video, unsubscribe, I'm off.
When he goes to the Royal Mint at the end of the month, end of next month, I'm going to egg his car.
Oh dear. But
I
it's
think
one
we're
of
done
those
then.
in-person things always look more tempting when you actually go to the mint. Yeah, 25th of August, 1 p.m. We will be there.
Yep. So you can come down and you can see with your own eyes whether Gracie caves and buys it.
It does beg the question though, how long is the Royal Mint experience going to be around for?
Why?
Well, the whole thing about-
Why are you opening this can of worms at the end of the video?
The whole thing about us going cashless and that. Good topic for 2 weeks' time. We'll put it there. Come back in 2
Okay.
weeks and we will continue that in 2 weeks' time.
As if
But
you're
yeah.
going to remember.
Oh, well, I will remember. Don't you worry. I'll sit down next time and I'll be like, what can we talk about? Oh yeah, I've forgotten already. Oh yeah, the Royal Mint experience.
If only we had some sort of document that you could put your notes down on prior to the video, so you don't forget
Oh,
and you
yeah.
have things to talk about.
Let's do it right now.
It's been so long since you added to our show notes that you've totally forgotten they're even a thing. Right, Gracie, no one will stop you watch you typing. Let's wrap up the video.
There we go. Let's go and see what 20p's we managed to find. Right, we have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 2008 Gardner designs. This 1998, which is just in quite nice condition. Don't think it's anything too special. And we got 4 territories. A nice mixture of things as well. Jersey from 2007, Gibraltar Lady of Europa from 2002, Isle of Man Russian Clock from 2007, and the final one, I've not actually seen one of those before, Isle of Man 1995. So yeah, I think that is pretty cool stuff. Go and check out Christopher's part of the video as well. Hope you have all enjoyed. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye bye.